On the program today, Flight 101 reviews last year in aviation in Nigeria. United Airlines joins Iberia, pulls out of Nigeria. Plus, Superjet technology nears reality. Hello and welcome to your number one aviation program, Flight 101. I'm Lillian Ezemak. Flight time is 30 minutes. Fasten your seatbelt, relax, and enjoy the trip. Observers of the Nigerian aviation sector under President Muhammadu Buhari describe it as a mixed bag. Some say there are no visible achievements, while others are of the opinion that the pace of development is slow. High expectations of repositioning a decaying Nigerian aviation sector followed the appointment of Rotimi Amaechi and Hadi Sirika as Minister of Transport and Minister of State for Aviation, respectively. The government promised developing a national transportation master plan that would help in diversifying the nation's economy. But these observers said the rate of growth is slow.
In my opinion, the industry has been taxing. It's just getting on the runway. Let's hope it takes off in a short while, so to say.
Air safety and security remain strong points in the sector in the past year, while airport remodeling projects by former Minister Stella Odua has witnessed continuity, but the delay in completing the terminals in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt and Kano does not go down well with some observers.
The only achievement we can say that we have achieved was the sustenance of Category 1 of the ICAO audit. We got that, even though there are certain patch up here and there, but we were given pass mark. We still sustain the Category 1.
Some Nigerian airlines have joined the League of IOSA certified airlines. They are Arik Aero Contractors and First Nation Airways. The IOSA Safety Audit, the instrument for measuring safety among airlines of the world, also helps airlines appreciate the importance of operational safety procedures to run an efficient airline. Many air travelers now bear the brunt of incessant delays and cancellations of flight, a situation that has turned air travel into a nightmare. In Nigeria, airlines are quick to cancel domestic flights on the grounds of extreme weather, mechanical malfunctions, scarcity or hike in the price of aviation fuel, and workers' strike, and these adversely affect thousands of travelers. The regulatory body Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority made efforts to mediate in issues as they arose, but passengers are not satisfied.
They can delay flight for 2 hours, for 3 hours, all of the airlines, not only that one. And I think we have value. They should respect our value. They should respect us. We all have reasons why we are traveling.
One recurring issue that has yet to receive solution is debts owed aviation agencies. Domestic airlines' debt to FAN, NAMA, and NCAA are staggering. FAN, through aviation unions, picketed Arik Air over allegation that the airline owes 11.5 billion naira, over $552 million, an allegation the airline denied. One issue that took the sector by storm was the arrest of top NAMA chiefs by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) over alleged theft. The managing director of NAMA, Ibrahim Abdul Salam, and his predecessor were said to have signed off payment of over $3 billion, that is, more than $2 million, on questionable contracts between 2013 and 2015. The officials are currently facing trial. The year was not without sad news for commercial aviation as Bristol helicopter carrying 9 passengers was ditched in the Atlantic Ocean. These stakeholders advised the government on how to fast-track the development in the sector through public-private partnership.
Dialogue will always play the better side of things if we sit down and talk, lay out our problems honestly, and then try to negotiate for solutions also transparently and honestly. Government must be honest with the airlines must be honest with governments, the players in the sector must be honest with each other as well, and in the end, we'll have a better industry for all of us.
Each parastatal will present what they want to do, the job that are very, very important, very urgent, that the federal government should fund. I think you get me. If they brought like 10, federal government can cut it to 5 and cost it. Then you, for the next 3 years, you face this. This is the money. The same thing, understand? So you can never divert or inflate any contract or divert the money.
Experts say if properly managed, Nigeria's aviation industry could become a money-spinning venture, reducing dependence on oil revenues, unemployment, and contributing significantly to the nation's gross domestic product.
Nigeria's aviation sector is under pressure as United Airlines joins Iberia to halt services, while British Airways is said to be evaluating its routes in the country.
Chicago-based United Airlines has announced that it will stop flights to the country after June 30th. A United Airlines spokesman cited a downturn in the energy sector, as well as difficulties with repatriation of its dollar profits amid tight foreign currency controls by the Nigerian government. United, the third largest U.S. carrier by revenue, currently flies from Houston to Lagos every day. Lately, Nigeria has struggled with dwindling foreign reserves as a result of a drop in the price of oil, its main revenue source, and to curtail outflow of foreign exchange. The government put in place strict controls, including limiting repatriation of dollars out of the country. Airlines operating in the country have been badly hit by the policy, which has left Nigeria owing airlines, including United Airlines, around $575 million, according to International Air Transport Association. Experts say the airline's withdrawal from Nigeria diminishes the country as an aviation hub in Africa, as it is now left with only Delta Air as a major international carrier flying direct to Nigeria from the United States. The development also increases fear of unemployment in the country and difficulty in wooing foreign investors.
Governments of both United Kingdom and Australia have deported 40 Nigerians for various immigration offences.
A batch of 36 deportees comprising 29 males and 7 females have arrived at the Hajj camp area of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Apart from Nigerians that were deported by the two countries, some citizens of Africa, especially from Ghana, Liberia and Egypt, were equally deported. The returnees were received by various agencies such as immigration that check their identities to ascertain their nationalities, police, National Agency for Protection and Trafficking in Persons (NAPTIP), Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) attached to the international wing of the airport, moved to collect their fingerprints for data purpose. The deportees were allowed to leave the airport after the completion of their documentations. At the Hajj and Cargo Terminal, some of the deportees waited for any available means to get out of the airport without attracting much attention to themselves, while others clustered up discussing their fate. The deportees, it was gathered, were returned from their host countries for overstaying their visas and other immigration offences.
Now international stories. Superjet technology nears reality after test in Australia, plus hints on world's largest plane, Antonov.
Antonov AN-225 Mriya is a strategic airlift cargo aircraft that was designed by the Soviet Union's Antonov Design Bureau in the 1980s. The AN-225's name, Mriya, means dream in Ukrainian. It is powered by 6 turbofan engines and is the largest and heaviest airplane ever built, with a maximum takeoff weight of 640 tons. It also has the largest wingspan of any aircraft in operational service. The Antonov AN-225, initially developed for the task of transporting the Buran space plane, was an enlargement of the successful Antonov AN-124. The first and only AN-225 was completed in 1988. After successfully fulfilling its Soviet military missions, it was mothballed for 8 years. It was then refurbished and reintroduced and is in commercial operation with Antonov Airlines carrying oversized payloads. The airlifter holds the absolute world record for an airlifted single-item payload of 189,980 kilograms.
A 2-hour flight from Sydney to London is a step closer to reality after successful tests of hypersonic technology in the Australian desert.
A joint US-Australian military research team is running a series of trials at the world's largest land testing range, Woomera in South Australia, and at Norway's Andoya Rocket Range. Scientists have said hypersonic technology could cut travel time from Sydney to London to as little as 2 hours for the 17,000-kilometer flight. Hypersonic flight involves traveling at more than 5 times the speed of sound. Scientists involved in the program, called Hypersonic International Flight Research Experimentation, are developing an engine that can fly at Mach 7. The scramjet was a supersonic combustion engine that uses oxygen from the atmosphere for fuel, making it lighter and faster than fuel-carrying rockets. The Australian department said the experimental rocket in the trial reached an altitude of 278 kilometers and a target speed of Mach 7.5.
Thank you.
Each test builds on previous ones, with the latest used to measure it on the outside of a vehicle in hypersonic flight.
The trial's gone exceedingly well. The results that we obtained were better than we expected. The flight itself was perfect, and the countdown was perfect. So this is one of those trials where everything went right.
The next test, scheduled for 2017, would involve the scramjet engine separating from the rocket booster and flying on its own. The first test was conducted in 2009, with the project expected to be completed in 2018.
Welcome to our personality interview segment, The Aviator. Our guest is Munir Bankole.
Munir Bankole has 30 years exposure in travels, airline industries and Hajj. He graduated from College of Business Administration, Saudi Arabia, obtained diploma in law and certificate in commercial cadet. He attended courses in passenger regulation service handling, advanced cargo sales handling, and aircraft documentation, among others. Bankole was also a district manager at Lume, Togo, and Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Other positions he occupied included marketing manager, traffic ramp and duty manager, Nigeria Airways. Currently, he is the chief executive officer, Medview Airlines.
The industry is going through a trying period now. As you know, aviation business is dollar domicile. We are not talking, we collect money locally, vis-a-vis the currency we collect is Naira. And knowing what goes on in the trend of our dollar to Naira now is something very, very pathetic for those of us who are in this business. But a situation where whatever you price, what you put in your conversion stays at $1.50 to $1. Today, you are having a dollar at $3.50, $3.40, and sometimes it goes to $3.75. Very, very unfortunate area. Nigerians today have a lot of challenges. The aviation challenges, like I did mention, is so enormous that I cannot guarantee that if the trend goes beyond this period we are managing, a lot of us will shut down the business. That is the way I will guarantee you, because we can't sustain it. You cannot fly to other countries where currencies are stable for the past 20, 30 years. The rate of exchange of $1 to a Saudi Riyal remains the same. 3.75 for the past 35 years is still the same. And the same thing in Dubai, same thing in other countries. The only thing you can plan when you have instability, then things can flow. When you talk of foreign airline, they have advantage. They have advantage because they are coming from a country where stable economy strive, where currency remains the same, so they can plan. The only disadvantage which I believe they have is the little money they make on this side. How would they transfer the money back to their country? Which in many occasions they have other means of getting their money, because they still use some of this local currency to buy and pay for certain things, including employees, including local fuel here, pay in naira and all this stuff. But for us, we have very big challenge, because you go outside there, you pay everything in dollar. And how do you get the money? Now we don't even need to go anywhere if you want to eat food. Behind your house in those days, Operation Feed the Nation, you have something to eat, plug pepper and this and put the chicken on the top. That's it. We need to think of this and get back to the normal thing for our life. At the moment, I'm the advocate for the regulatory authority to be autonomous. I'm the one, and I know some of my colleagues share the same view. And that is the basis of our problem. I've said it times with that number that we don't do this in the olden days anymore. In every country I've visited on this airline trail, because we fly to about 6 destinations now, we don't even know Ministry of Aviation, neither to talk of Ministry of Transport. We have no business to go to any minister or any ministry in any country. You go to the regulatory authority and that's your bus stop. We have 5 agencies of government that works on the aviation. You have Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, you have Federal Airport Authority, you have NAMA, you have NIMED, you have INCAT. All these people should be one shop. Because some of them are supposed to provide services. The only one that provide a regulatory procedure and guideline is only NCA. The rest of them are just to provide service. Because they belong to the government, they took this advantage to begin to charge people money. If they go to market themselves, they will realize the way to do business and they will be performing better. But for me to go to fund or to go to this, who provide the facilities at the airport, and then sits down and he wants to collect money. These are the same airport that was built with taxpayers' money, which our parents, ourselves, we still need to have shares of the service of this thing, because we pay taxes through every means and corners, both to FIRS and to the Lagos state or to any state. So everything is just like a double taxation. Let me be honest to you, foreign airline is making an end because our Nigerian people, that is those we feel that in the authority, create that environment for foreign airline against their own domestic carrier. Where you find some foreign airline operating under the same cabotage approach. What I mean by this is that you have an airline operating to 4 destinations in your own countries. A place where your domestic airline is supposed to strive to be able to operate and bring this passenger to one shop at a stop for them to come and carry. Now, there are foreign airlines in this country that hop between Lagos, they stop in Abuja, they still go to Enugu, they still go to Kano. So what is left for the local airline to carry? Virtually, internationally, airlines business, we interline, we do a lot of relationship. That has been the standard practice. But when you come to a country, it's not the policy of a foreign airline government or anybody. It's our own government. It's what we put on the ground that these people have to follow. That is our way. If I said I'm going to give you 2 airports in my country to operate, so it becomes 2. You can see some countries now, they have 2, 3 or 4 airlines coming in from those countries, and the same airline operating 4 frequency daily. They have a minimum to bring in.
Yes.
That's what happened in their own country.
Yes.
I have a business in Saudi Arabia. The rule of the game in Saudi Arabia is that now they have increased from 20 to 30%. I have forced to employ their nationals. I'm forced. It's not right, they are not working. Some of them have break time, they go, they have shy, and they go and come back at their week. So, but the government said, you must give job to my people. And that is the rule. So our government should tell our own partners that, look, if you are coming to Nigeria, you are limited to have 5, 7, 6 numbers of people who will cover your business, probably in finance, in operation, or probably in management. The rest, Nigerians are qualified. Let them do the job for you. So these are a few things that we need to change. You see, the business of maintenance has to do with foreign currency. We have said over times. I remember the government policy in the past. We had so much money. I wouldn't know precisely the figure. So much money was put in place in a manner to put in an MRO. Unfortunately, nothing was done. Today, the best for anybody to survive, not necessarily government to be in that business, but government can be very fortunate to create an environment, create a space. We as an airline operating now, we will be very happy to bring in foreign partners to build a standard maintenance, hangar in our country, so that we reduce the cost of exposures of dollar to these foreign countries. If you go out there, the man hour we pay $50 to $100 per hour for maintenance. So if we bring this one to this place, and Nigerians who are committed people who want to do business in aviation will be trained and create more job for people. All we need to get out of this problem is this overburden of everybody relying on government. The government, you don't get nothing at the end of the day. You keep the government for policies and for information, and you guys get a lot of things to do. You can't look up the government. They themselves are broke. Where is the money? So the Nigerian themselves should rethink. Don't think of looking for white-collar job. Get something doing, no matter how small. You start something, it will get you to somewhere. Once you are honest and committed to what you have in mind, then that's it. I thank Almighty God for getting us to this level. Probably I will tell you a few of my life's history. I started with Nigerian Airways in the 70s, and I was a cadet, and I moved on to a very senior officer. I was posted to some foreign stations, tried to be a committed Nigerian, came back home when the Nigerian Airways was liquidated, tried to get some few colleagues of mine together and started from a travel agency perspective and get to Hajj Airlift company in Tobago, and now into the main aviation airline business. And we started quite 2007, and we graduated till 2012 when we started the domestic operation. 2014 we went to regional operation. 2015 we went to international operation, and we give glory to God. And how did it happen? It's just sincerity, commitment. Those outside partners we have, whenever we promise to do something, we do. And when the thing is not working, we tell you straight to your face. And they believe us. We have done so much in our word to save countries. They say they are not grateful. So these are a few things. We need now to come back home. You don't need to waste mankind or waste anything. We need now to come back home. And I pray for our president. Now, I was on his entourage to Saudi Arabia, and we all went through the process of prayer. And I'm grateful to God that I was opportune to be part of the dream. All he has done is to ask God for so many things. And I pray God will listen to him and accept all our prayers. Because that what we need in this country is a sincere commitment to prayer. Things need to get back to life. We need to move to that track. We need to be very decisive, honest, and move on. Because a lot of things have gone bad. So we don't need to waste our time anymore.
Otto Lilienthal, called the Glider King, invented the first gliders that could travel longer distances and carry people. The Wright brothers cite Lilienthal's research as a major inspiration for their own work. Berlin's business airport is named after him.
And that's it on the program this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Lilian Ezema. See you next week and bye.